Shazam. Let's see, where's my hands? Oh, neat. Transparency there. Cool. Wasn't sure how all that would work. Is it all the way up? Yeah, I could probably make it a little lighter. So we got a dual pack here. My last dual pack. I gotta admit, the dual packs have been okay, but I still prefer single cars. The small builds is what I'm digging. Hey, Ryan. Where's my mouse? Oh my god, I lost my mouse. Shazam. Another new style layout I'm playing with. And I'm just looking for something I'm going to watch or listen to in the background. You know what? I'll just go back and continue the South Park stuff. Excuse me. Continue watching. Resume. All right, people. Let's see. So, wow, this one's got a big title too, and I only use a short title above. Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR Pro and Aston Martin Vantage GT3. Wow, that's a lot of big words. No thumb tabs, which is fine. Cut this baby open. Bag one. And this should be 1 and 2. Okay, so this car is 1 and 2. Okay, so those stickers are not too bad, not too mangled. And those stickers are not too mangled. Yay! Put that one aside. This book is a little bit more bent. I honestly don't know which is which. Like, which one's the Valkyrie and which one's the Vantage. I'm hoping there's a hint in the stickers. But bag 3, bag 4. Bag 2. So I only need 1 and 2 for the first part of the build. And even then, not all of it. So 4, 3. We got 1 here. We'll leave 2 there for now. It looks like it's a long car. I think I saw. There's a picture of it there. Oh, good lordy, there's a lot of... Oh, AMR. So, this is the AMR Pro. if my back can hold up. We're going to do 22 hours. The intent is to get the first car done. And then sometime tomorrow, we do the second car. Whoop. Let's see. Hello. There we go. Had the video settings on from the last stream, so that was the problem there. So we've got piece there, piece there. One face, helmet, clear visor. Every time I see them, they just look like cut fingernails to me. So there's the AMR driver. There's the stickers. Oh, hang on, Greg. Let me see. Let's see how this works. I got my ear pods in so I can listen to the TV. I'm just trying to see if these interfere. Interfere a little. It's because these are old gen earpods, not the smaller ones. All right, let's add you to the stream.
What's up, man?
Shazam!
What's up, man?
Oh, doing okay. Gonna see if I can bang through one of these two cars.
That one's interesting.
Sorry?
That one's interesting.
It's not up there for me with favorites or interest level. I have no interest level in Aston Martins, but this one I think was a huge discount.
That one's interesting.
Which is why I figured I'd flesh out the collection and get almost the entire wave. So
that one's interesting due to the building experience.
Yeah. Well, I'm still curious to see what more they can show me that they haven't shown me yet with these speed champs. Like, I've been impressed with a bunch of them. Like, wow, just how they're achieving certain angles and stuff. So
I finished the TIE Bomber and I got the TIE Fighter.
Yeah, I think I saw. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't you. I was thinking of someone else's video. But so you finished the bomber, and you worked on the most recent TIE Fighter as well.
Yeah.
Cool. They scale well together.
The TIE Fighter's cab is a little too small.
Oh, well, I think they're all a little too small. I think that's a sacrifice they're kind of making. Bring down the piece count a little and the scale of the fighters a bit. But what can we do? This is what they're giving us. As long as they're consistent, then I'm happy. But we saw that a year ago with the X-Wing, the TIE Fighter, and the Slave One ship. Like, oh, this is going to be their new scale. So I don't have much of an issue with it as long as they're consistent. I mean, there's not much in Lego Star Wars that's kind of scaled well with each other anyway. But I would like to see a bunch of these typical ships that do go well together. X-Wings and TIE Fighters. I think they should go well together.
Mm.
So how was your day today?
Went to work, got up, went to work, come home, eat.
Wash, rinse, repeat. That's what I like to say. Wash, rinse, repeat.
Watch CSI today.
Oh yeah, you a big fan of the crime dramas?
Yep.
I used to watch a lot of that stuff years ago, but it's like I just don't know what they can show me that hasn't been shown the last 30 years in crime dramas. Like, it's definitely getting tough to entertain me as I get older.
And the Fast and Furious 10 trailer came out today.
Oh, okay. I will need to go take a look at that. They're fun movies, you know. They don't make you think much, but they're great escape vehicles, you know, in the sense that you don't have to think about real life. You can just enjoy the movie for what it is.
And the Super Bowl's this Sunday too.
And I think he accidentally touched his phone. By the way, let's see. We will see if he comes back. Da, 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 da. Shazam.
I accidentally hit the wrong button while I picked up the phone.
Yeah, that's the problem with streaming with the phone. So you were saying the Super Bowl is Sunday.
Yep.
What time Sunday?
I think around before or after 5.
So is that 5 Eastern or 5 Central?
5 Central.
5 Central. I know everyone's going to be watching that the halftime. Oh my goodness! I mean, that tends to be almost a bigger draw than the game.
I moved for the Chiefs.
Yeah, you got any money on it?
I don't know a good sports betting site.
Or not even like to just do a poll amongst your friends or anything like that? No? I actually forgot to make a bet before I left work the other day. Ryan says, "Go Eagles."
Do you make bets on the Stanley Cup?
I'll make bets on almost anything as long as it's not too big. You know, little bits of money. It doesn't matter if I lose it. And, you know, I'm a fair weather, big event kind of guy where I won't pay attention. I don't give a crap enough to bother. But, you know, when it comes down to it, if I see an opportunity to make a little money, sometimes I'll bet on, you know, something that have long odds or something. Just, you know, just to see. And sometimes I get lucky. But I'm not involved in any regular games or pools with anybody. But yeah, I meant to figure out something before I left work on Wednesday, and I didn't. It's like, well, I know I could walk into work. I could have done it today. I could walk in tomorrow. There's always someone who's managing that. But it's like, I'll leave it alone. Because chances are I was going to lose my money anyway. So just sit back and chill and maybe watch a bit of the game or listen to it. Well, do it while well, actually, Sunday I'm at work. And I am working Sunday. I'm not taking any time off. So, that puts the end to any idea I had there of maybe listening to it while I was building. It's like, nope. And I actually told him I won't be taking time off because we're not terribly busy, but I'm training people right now. So it's like, yeah, and I'm halfway through somebody. And I promised her, yeah, I will be in Sunday. Finish her training up. She wanted to be tested before I left Wednesday. I go, well, you're good, but you're not quite ready to pass. You need a little bit more time, which I'll give her. Let's see. Can I bring that in now? There we go. Just a little. Just a little. Ozzy Osbourne.
I'm riding on the crazy train.
Are you? Ooh, this is nice. I was worried it wouldn't fit. Okay, good, good. Had some chicken pot pie soup. It's better than it sounds, I promise. Since all my lady folk took off. Actually, they took off to the hospital because my daughter was a little bit concerned about the way she's feeling, and I think she's kind of blowing things out of proportion, but wifey took her there, so I ended up having to fend for myself.
I had some Chick-fil-A for Leper or Leonard.
Oh, yeah?
Get it? Get it?
Yeah.
Lunch, dinner, or lunch, supper?
Most of the time, I only really have 2 meals a day. One at 10 in the morning and one around 6. And I try not to snack or any of that business. Now, see, that's kind of ridiculous. I'm just looking at this technique here, and it's like, that doesn't benefit anything here. Because it's why use a ratcheting hinge piece if you're not going to ratchet hinge anything?
So far, I've seen prices for the Pagani and the Porsche 963 at Walmart.
Oh, yeah? See, at Walmart, if I wait till probably the first Tuesday of next month, I can get my 20% off. However, I got boatloads of points still at Lego, so I can get many sets for free. I just ordered 2 of the flower sets for free for my wife, and then I'm getting 2 gifts with purchases with that. Now, here's hoping they show up okay, because it seems to be very clear now. UPS is doing all the shipping in Canada now, which for me is unfortunate because I have a better experience with FedEx. I know how to deal with them better. I have no problem picking up from their depot. I'm not going to stress out over it too much because I know if I have any issue, I'll call Lego and they'll make it right. But it's just a little bit frustrating.
Here, the Bosch helmet is confirmed to be a Target exclusive.
Yeah, for you guys, but that doesn't mean anything for Canada. Every time there's a Target exclusive, it almost always just shows up here anyway. And being a Target exclusive isn't that big a deal. You got enough Targets, they're almost ubiquitous. Like, they're almost any area that's got a Walmart probably has a Target, I'm guessing, right? I mean, Target's pretty big for you guys.
The closest Walmart to me is literally down the street from me.
Yeah. Well, this is it. My closest Walmart is a 12-minute walk. 2-3 minute drive. So it's not far. And I've got 15 Walmarts within a 15-minute drive of me here in Toronto. So like some of those crazy days where on a Thursday night or whatever, I would scope out all the deals once the stores close, because our stores are not 24 hours, none of them are. None of the Walmarts anyway. And I'd scope out the deals after the close, and I'd make an itinerary, and I would choose my 3 most likely candidates to be successful. And I'd go and hit them up in the morning to try and scoop some deals.
Yep.
One day, though, I spent 8 hours doing that. Me and my daughter drove around, and we hit 14 out of the 15 we scheduled. And since the last 3 were kind of dry, we just kind of said, we're done with it. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, buddy? Shazam. As always, you know where the links are if you want them. Let's see. You know what I hate about these sets is the green. This makes my eyes bleed. I mean, it's not appealing to me at all. The color scheme, it's just blech for me. But like I said, I'm pretty sure this was the one that I got 40% off. I'd have to see the show links, because now I'm starting to include the my personal inventory info, like where I bought it, why I bought it, whatever. And I think this one was one that was 40% off, which was a good enough reason to buy. It's a car, 2 cars. I got most of the wave anyway, except for the Supra. I was looking at the Supra again, and it's like, I don't like Supras, and I don't like that yellow car. I don't think it's. Everyone says, "Oh, it's a great build," and I don't know. It's not speaking to me at all.
It's a good parts pack.
Yeah, but I don't think that way for anything anymore, because I don't mock build anymore. Not really. If I want a mock build, I can pull out my UCS scale Sith Fury set that's 1/2 finished. The thing would be bigger than the UCS Falcon. And I had started it, and I just never bothered finishing it. It sat in a box for like 3 months solid under my desk. Had the frame, and the thing is, I actually spent time. So I took a lot of game photography. Took the original Lego set, did a bunch of stuff, scale it up. And I got diagrams, drawings, photos, probably about 20 sheets of paper, all involved in that planned mock. It's the only one I've ever really done any planning for.
Yeah.
Let's see. Making crafts for the RC table all day. Now I'm exhausted. Yeah, you're going to be on a bit. I'll hop on after a brew. Yeah. You know where the links are. I'm on for a bit.
I'm looking forward to the McLaren 2-pack.
I'm still not sure. I'm not getting all the cars. I know that. There's like 4 sets or whatever. I'm not getting them all. I'm going to get 2. I'm not sure which 2 yet. It's going to be, I mean, for me, they're available March 1st at the earliest up here. And now the nice thing is there's a lot of stuff available March 1st. There's going to be some interesting gifts with purchases available March 1st. So that's good. There'll be incentive for me to buy something. But there's so much that, I got to have budgets too. So I don't know. I figure it's only going to be 2 car sets. And then maybe 1 helmet. Maybe. The 2 clone trooper helmets are okay. Bush, I think, is better than the clone troopers. Just because I know some of the Chinese helmets for clone troopers are better than the ones Lego just produced. So, yeah, I gotta figure out. But I'll go over that bridge March 1st. Last night was not a big purchase. I made some small purchases, and so maybe in a week. Actually, tomorrow I'm picking up a set from Walmart. but it's not enough to do new bricks. Ryan had picked up, Brick Maniac had picked up something. I'm not sure if he wanted to do a new bricks. If he wants to do a new bricks, then we could do a small one together. Unless he wants to do something exclusive on his page, I don't know.
Hey, what do you think about Rivendell?
I saw, I've seen all the photography that's legitimately out there now. Big, beautiful set. Not for me, but that doesn't mean it won't end up in my collection. Doesn't mean I won't end up building it here on stream. It's not something I'm going to race out and buy. There's a Brickheads gift with purchase that'll be available with it. At least for us here in Canada, there is. That's exclusive to the purchase of that set. So that is actually a gift with purchase that I think people should consider if they're chasing stuff like that, because a generic gift with purchase, like, that car I built earlier, right? Well, that was for spending X amount of bucks across the board. But when you have a gift with purchase that's tied to one set, especially expensive set, that tends to be a good one to buy, sock it away, flip it later, or flip it if it goes crazy in the beginning. Get your money early. Also, there's potential to buy a couple of those sets, which I could do. Get those exclusive gift with purchases, flip the sets, the big sets, and sit on the gifts with purchase, and maybe just keep one. I don't know. I've had fun doing it a couple ways. When I did the AT-ATs, a year ago, I got the AT-ATs, and I had gotten 2 gifts with purchases, or 3 gifts with purchases with each one. And then whatever was exclusive, it was one of the lightsabers, the black box lightsaber, I think it was. And then I made a fortune on those gifts with purchases. I made so much money that it basically paid for one of my AT-ATs, or both, one of my AT-ATs. So it was a good time. That's the thing you don't see on my new bricks. You don't see the extra purchases for flipping, because people are just kind of nasty about it. Like, oh, you buy so much, or you're just in it for money, or you're a flipper, or this. Well, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I make my money. Shut up.
I still need to get that limited edition Batmobile that came with the 1989 one.
Yeah, that's and I kind of regret not having one for my personal collection. I have one, but it's for flips. It's not for my collection. It's like, I mean, I could just make the decision, okay, it's part of my collection, but then it's like, no, there's a balancing act between what I purchase for me and what I buy and sit on for flips, so that some of this hobby is covered money-wise. So I'm not working for Lego, or for the other bricks. Like, oh my God, Rick's got 2 or 3 streams a month with new bricks, and he's always building and this and that. It's like, yeah, but the stuff behind me is like bits and pieces over 10 or 13 years. So it's just now that I'm heavily building regularly and doing it all on screen as opposed to some on screen. So I only need one of these guys. Let's see. But yeah, the Rivendell's nice. Beautiful, actually, by any standards, beautiful. And I don't think it's going to bore anyone to build it, because it definitely looks like it's got a lot of nice features.
It's
got what?
It's going to be a pain to align those ceiling tiles correctly.
Yeah, people's OCD is going to get triggered with a lot of features on that set. And there's absolutely good reason for some people to avoid a set like that because of those things, like not being able to get it lined up right and being stressed out over little things. But we'll see. There's definitely going to be some big expensive purchases this year. I just got to figure out, is it just going to be the 3 UCS Star Wars sets?
And there's a rumor there's going to be the Ninjago City Markets,
which is going to be great for the Ninjago fans. I've more or less decided if it's not a large mech or possibly a cool dragon, I'm more or less staying away from Ninjago. I mean, I never had any intention of buying any of it, but then I ended up getting suckered into. Well, first I started finding plenty of sets deep discounted, so I was buying some Ninjago that way, and then it was like, okay, it's dragons. Well, I like dragons, so I bought dragon sets, and then mechs. I got a couple of mech sets, and then Monkey Kid came around. I know it's not Ninjago, but for me, they're more or less the same. It's like I wasn't going to buy Monkey Kid, but then got really deep discounts. The 4 different Monkey Kid sets I got were all hugely discounted. So it's like, naturally, Monkey King Warrior Mech. I think that's the most impressive one yet, and I definitely want to build that guy. When I do the robots, he's going to be a cool one to build.
Imagine Lego does a Mecha Godzilla.
That would be great. Actually, I would like to see him just do all the TOEI monsters and get the license for all that stuff and do Godzilla and a bunch of other stuff. I think that'd be super cool. Or even better, how about getting the Power Rangers license proper?
I would love to have a Megazord.
Yeah,
that can actually combine.
Yeah, I mean, I know they got enough good people now. They could do a good job of it without flubbing it. I mean, Voltron was great. I thought it was an awesome build. I really didn't have many complaints on top of it being a great build, and in fact, it transforms from the 5 lines to a robot, and it looked great pretty much both ways. The fact that it had 5 books for the 5 builds made it one of those awesome party sets or family sets where you could hand a book to each kid or whatever and say, go build one. Go in your corner and build it and come back. I just thought that was just brilliant. I mean, these are not bad sets, 2 cars, 2 books. But they should tell you that too. Like, that should be a selling feature. Hey, parents, here's a set. You got 2 kids, boy, girl, 2 boys, whatever. It doesn't matter. There's 2 books, 2 sets. Go for it. Okay. Yeah, this green definitely makes my eyes bleed a little.
I want a car so bad.
You don't have a car?
No.
No. Not cheap, especially with gas and everything being the way it is. We've got a RAV4. It's our second. Love it. Really good chance that we'll get another one this year, just because performance, reliability, all that good stuff. I drive mostly on the highway, so its mileage is pretty good that way.
Not just the gas expensive, but it's also the insurance, the titles.
Yeah, I mean, for me at my age, and you know, me and my wife have a good driving record. Insurance isn't what screws us. It's well, actually, nothing does at this point. It's just make a decision: what car are we going to drive for the next 5 years or longer? We like selling the Toyotas because we own it. We like to sell it while it retains so much of its value. And when you've got the dealership saying, hey, this is a good time, why don't you come in, let's talk, we'll give you a great value for the car, it's like, okay, you know, that's something to consider. because they're going to turn around and they're going to make mad money on it because the used car market's amazing. They'll put what's basically a new warranty on that car, so the next guy getting it, they'll be happy. Like, pretty much everyone wins. The manufacturer wins, the dealership wins, especially if they can con me into buying yet another car when there's really nothing wrong with the one I've got. Other than I would love to have a different color and to have even more up-to-date software. When I bought the 2018 in Canada, that was the year before they put Apple CarPlay in the car. So, which, hey, I Bluetooth in. It's not a big deal. My phone is gigantic. I mean, look at this thing. This thing's a beast, you know. Max Pro. This was 13, so Max Pro 13, whatever. So the biggest iPhone at the time. And I mean, I put that up in the dash, and I mean, it's bigger than a lot of people's car consoles. But I would love to have Apple CarPlay built into the car and not have my phone up in the windshield where the sun will cook it on long trips, right? And in the past, like we used to have navigation in the headset in the car. I like that, but that's a $1,500 Canadian package that there was nothing else in that package last time we wanted other than navigation. So my wife said, "You're dumb if you're going to spend $1,500 for that just so you can have that screen." And I go, "You're right." And I just spent $100 on a Garmin. So I have the Garmin sitting up there beside my iPhone. So I have two screens at any one time. Save $1,400, I'm plenty happy. But I would really like to have Apple CarPlay sitting there.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the same phone as you. It weighs like a brick.
Yep. Yeah. And it's funny because, you know, I went from iPhone 4 to the iPhone 5, whatever, to the 7, and then the 7 to this. And, I mean, the 7 and my watch, the Apple Watch, 5 years old for me now. 2 months ago, they both went 5 years old. So, but the 7 really needed to get replaced when I did. So it desperately needed to be replaced. It had some drawn out issues. I had replaced my own battery in that and my wife's whatever she had.
It outlived its
Shazam!
Shazam!
It outlived its purpose.
Well, I got the extra year out of it, which is what I wanted by doing my own battery swap, which I think was $50-ish. Bought it off Amazon. You get the tools, you get the screen puller and the battery, and I got a year out of my wife's and a year out of mine, so it was great.
Nice.
We did the same thing for my daughter. Got an extra year out of her stuff. So, you know, will I do it again? We'll see. How you doing, Kev?
Good. Used up a lot of creative juices today, painting and sculpting and gluing. And
in a good way, or frustratingly, like.
I mean, there's a period that gets frustrating, and that's why I take like a little smoke or a coffee break and back at it. But you know,
you gotta be able to walk away from some of these things.
Mm-hmm,
and go,
mm-hmm.
Okay, I need
and
some
I mean,
air.
It's you know, when you have a project or whatever, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'll do this, and then that works, and then you look at it and you're like, it doesn't work. I mean, it functions, but it's not perfect.
But you're not happy with it. You're just not
Everybody
happy
else said, "Oh, that's fine. It's great." And I'm like, "Yeah, no." And this is probably like the third time I've redone this project. Now I'm happy with it.
Well, it's like me not leaving well enough alone with my streaming setup, right? It's like I can't leave it alone. And
I hear ya.
Yeah,
I've seen ya.
What's up, Kev?
I'm poking around and tweaking again, but that's the fun part, right? Is because like I've had it working so good for so long, and it's just cut and paste for me. But it's like, okay, but my creative juices are flowing. Like I want it to look a little different.
Absolutely.
Actually, I was talking with some of the StreamYard devs, and I'm very excited for what the next 12 months of the software are going to look like. It has a lot of potential. I mean, the promise it's going to stay web browser based, because if it doesn't stay web browser based, it's going to get not harder to run, but not as easy for you guys being brought in and connecting to me, and which is why I run StreamYards. Otherwise, I would just run free. I would just run the free OBS or Streamlabs OBS and get some slick skins on it.
Right.
But this stuff runs generally pretty good, and it's so easy to bring you guys on, and I really, really like that.
Same. The only other one that I've even like touched was Streamlabs, but I think I maybe used it once, but I didn't go live. And then there's a Mixer. It's like a interactive mixer, but I haven't used it, so I don't know.
And if someone doesn't like StreamYards, there's Restream.io. It's basically the same. It's just as good. At least it was the last time I played with it. Oh, good. An AliExpress order is shipped. Wow, that's surprising.
What'd you order?
I can't tell you, dude. You guys are going to be surprised when you see it.
Give us a hint.
No.
Surprised? Or jealous?
Well, I don't know about jealous. Watch me build it, because you guys, especially you, Kev, you've been around enough now. I think you've seen me get plenty frustrated with some of these things I experiment with. So,
I found some micro bricks in our Lego room collection. It must be part of my roommates, because we have a bunch that we kind of pool it all together for the kids.
Sure.
I was looking for some parts to rebuild one of my childhood sets, and I found some micro bricks. I thought that was kind of cool.
Ooh. Not enough to build anything with, though, I'm guessing.
No, just a few bricks stuck together there. But I thought of you. And Ingrid Wynn was talking about somebody doing the brickable Smurfs or something like that. And she said she couldn't remember who it was, but I was pretty sure you did the Smurfs too, didn't you?
I did two of them last year. I did Papa and Smurfette.
Yeah. Is that Star Wars there?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Oh, what he's holding up?
I can't tell. I'm not Star Wars.
It's tough because it's so dark, dude. Like I see, on that screen, like right now, even though, okay, so you're on a 32-inch monitor in front of me, but Dylan's square is about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. But I'll tell you what.
It was the head for the walker.
Oh, there we go.
That's a nice little setup.
That's pretty cool.
It's fully filled. It's fully filled with snow troopers.
Nice.
Oh yeah. How many? You say fully. So how many you got in there?
About 35 snow troopers.
So is that from the packs or just miscellaneous trooper figures you put in there?
From the packs, and 4 snow scout troopers. And what's in here?
Okay.
You got this guy yet?
Oh man, that's old school. That's what, 2015, 2014? What?
No.
The date's on the back of it there.
I'm looking.
I'm thinking 2015.
I don't wear glasses.
So I got a couple of them, but
16.
I have 16. So I have one. I've got a couple of them, and I opened one specifically for a project that I never finished. And here's the funny thing. So I bought the figure. I bought styrofoam boards, 24 by 24 inches. I bought 2 sheets of those. They're about 1.5 inches thick, insulating boards. And then I was going to take a fake TIE fighter, Forces, what do you call it? The First Order TIE fighter. That was a fake one that I bought that I compared to the real Lego one, so people could see what the state of the art at that time was.
Right.
And then the idea was I was going to take the non-Lego set, do a crash scene on the desert planet, and melt and mend and mangle some of those parts.
I remember you were going to do that.
Dude,
and you just never did it.
I've never done it. I've got a box of sand I paid stupid money for, a little jar of sand. spray adhesive for it. Almost everything is still here for that project, except for the foam board. My daughter since claimed that for 2 different projects. But
Well, it's dollar
you're talking
store.
$7. I go to Home Depot and done, right?
Oh, that kind. Okay.
Yeah. It's thick pink or purple insulating board.
I know what you mean now.
And I figured if I would take 2 of them, glue those together, that gives me 3+ inches of thickness to work with. And at 24 by 24 inches, that's a lot of surface space. I wouldn't have it be that big. I would probably cut it down to 1 foot by 2 feet. Oh yeah, that's going to be something I do one day.
Yeah, I use a lot of that insulation foam and stuff.
And I bought a heat gun specifically for that project too, so I could melt the Lego or fake Lego, as it were.
Oh, that'd be so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Brick says he had to go. He's gonna hop back later. Yeah,
he's been in and out. I'm guessing food.
All right, let me try and show you this masterpiece that I built.
Let's see what you got.
Okay. First things first, we'll get you on the materials list. We got your polystyrene.
Okay.
You got your little dollar store LEDs, and then you got some cardboard and like an old shelf box that I cut up.
Right.
Voila, the big reveal.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
For action figures? So you're going to do action figure photography with this?
Oh,
or what?
Dude, that's actually a better idea.
Oh, what were you thinking of?
This is to hold up. A ramp is going to come up like this way for our mountain, and you'll be able to drive under the ramp. But I needed something to hold the ramp up at the top. So I built this stilt to hold the top of the ramp up. Okay. So when we're climbing the mountain, there'll be a tunnel in the mountain and a ramp going up the mountain.
So for all of the RC stuff.
Yeah. The 124.
Well, I'm looking at that and I'm going, dude, I would be putting
that's what I got to do.
I put an action figure on that, a Spider-Man, a Wolverine, whatever.
Dude, I'm going to do that right now.
I mean,
you gonna make a Joel and Ellie?
You can put me back to regular screen there.
That is absolutely toy photography worthy stuff there, man. It looks great. This
is where I like you.
Oh no, we definitely think a lot alike on some of this stuff. Let's see now.
Heck yeah!
Oh yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Now, what is a Bad Batch trooper doing in, say, the dirty streets of New York or whatever? I don't know, but that's okay.
He's lost.
He's lost.
You could do a Super Mario's diorama.
See, so now that I put that idea in your head, now you got to start thinking of some.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Star Wars kind of
again.
Photography and backdrops for Star Wars, and get some incentive, and maybe do something that would fit the sci-fi stuff for some of your figures if you got a lot of Star Wars figs or. Yeah. But you got like if you got any Marvel figures like superheroes. Stick them against that, and it just fits. Or Daredevil, Wolverine, Spider-Man.
Oh wait, this one's handy.
Oh no, Barney!
Oh god!
No, it's not Barney. Everybody keeps saying Barney.
Isn't that the Transformers?
Yeah, it's Megatron.
Okay.
Yeah. But everybody's.
I mean, I would never get it Megatron because I don't know Megatron as a dinosaur. For me, Megatron as a gun, and then maybe Megatron as a tank because I know they did that, but I don't know Megatron as a dinosaur until you just reinforced that.
You love me. Let's get together and have a party.
Right. Gotta have it. Oh, Ninja Turtle. Yes.
Oh, turtles be perfect for that.
Damn it. They're glued down.
Straight up.
They're glued down. I can only do Splinter.
Glued down. What do you mean the turtles are glued down?
Well, I stuck them down so they wouldn't fall off the shelf I had them on. On a foam board, just on a foam board. But yeah, there's Master Splinter be all right. Yeah. The past returns, my sons.
I love it.
Heck yeah. The heck with taking pictures, I'm probably going to end up just playing with this and forget the whole picture taking.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's,
yeah.
You guys see me posting my pictures up, and you see like today I posted 2, 3, 4 cars. But it's mostly because I'm sitting here at the computer and I'm going vroom vroom,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and I don't get a lot done.
But yeah, it takes a little bit of effort. I go in with a black backwash and highlight all the dark spots, and then
That's what I used to like about the miniatures, was not just doing the colors. I was sitting there afterwards. Okay, what can I do for edges, for highlights? What can I do to get into cracks with a wash like you're doing?
Yep.
That's where I had the most fun.
That's what I'm all about. Like I even have, when you have leftover paint in your tray, I mix it all together, and it's called my goulash wash.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so it's not even a waste for you. You're sitting there like that's. That's right. You're smarter than most of us, because I would always
paint up to look like dirt or rubber when you can already have it with the wasted paint. Like, it works every time, except for silver. Don't put silver in there. It looks good and everything, but then it gives it an earthy essence. Like, how rocks kind of glitter? They sparkle a bit. Rocks, real life rocks. Yeah, you mix silver in with any color, and it makes it like earthy, or whatever you call that. Mineral. You get minerals.
Okay.
Which is okay if you're painting like the ground or something, but if you're painting something like wood, you don't want that silver sparkle in there.
I have to tell my daughter about that idea, because she paints a lot, and not that she necessarily wants to do a wash. Like, there's definitely techniques she hasn't picked up on yet, but it's like I gotta tell her, like, not everything is a waste.
Yeah, exactly, and that's exactly. I found that out the hard way, but it was a good find.
Yeah. That's
another one I do is I undercoat with the silver, and then I went over top of it with the blue, and before it was dry, I scraped it with a popsicle stick to give it those lines on the like a tin roof.
Okay.
So it just makes it look like it's worn out tin roof. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds pretty good.
You can look 90% of those techniques up on the interwebs, but I think I mostly learned most of them on my own, playing with model cars and doing this kind of crap.
See, I don't know what the scale is, the ones that were, 20-ish inches, Tamiya RC cars. And then I had the slot racers, the 5-6 inch ones with they have the wheels on the side so they can hit the walls without.
I remember those. Yeah.
Those were so much fun. They were a great entry level to the bigger ones. And because I loved painting the body shells, right? That was just so much fun. And of course, I did all my work on the inside of it, so it wouldn't get scratched off easy, which is hard to think, because like if you want to use decals, you got to get them applied first, and then you're painting over that, and like you got to think of your layers when you're doing from the inside of a body shell.
Yeah, see, so for RC, it's the same thing with the Pro line or polyurethane bodies. So what I do is I do my paint on the underneath, and then I coat it with like a white or a black, depending on what I'm going for to safeguard it. And I do all my decals, I just make them stickers, because it's way easier to do stickers on the outside.
Yeah, I get that.
Actually, I have one right here I could probably show you. This one's like all chipped up. It's been kind of retired in the retired bin over here. Okay. Actually, now that I look over there, there's like 5 or 6 that are painted up, but this is probably the nicest one that was failed. It's a million different colors.
I think you showed me this.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I got this, the guy that I got it from had painted it orange and yellow, but he put an epoxy putty in it.
Okay.
So that when it crashed, it would be more resilient or heavier or something. But I crashed and all the epoxy putty came out, leaving me with half color. So I repainted it. I scraped a little, Canadian leaf in there.
A Canadian leaf there, sure.
And then all these stickers are all stuck on there on the outside, but all the paint is on the inside. See, and then I backed it with white, which, as you can see, it's still coming off.
Yeah.
But
anytime you got a flexible body, I just find that's going to happen no matter what.
But that's not my fault either. I would have still prepped that surface with a light sand or a heavy clean for that not to happen. But because it was already painted, that was part of the yellow that he painted. My color didn't come off.
Oh, look at that.
But green and pink kind of worked good together with that yellow, eh?
Yeah. So
as ugly as that is,
how much can you rework that before that body shell becomes useless? Like, Because you can't chemically treat that, can you? Can you strip it?
No, I would not want to chemically treat it because it might weaken it. But
Okay.
there's parts there's parts that have taken some collisions that I had to like tape or Franken-stitch back together.
Okay.
But yeah, I keep reworking them until they break in two pieces, you know?
Yeah. Well, you might as well. My daughter used to love the RC stuff. We were into them for a long time, but like everything else, she grows out of it. And then that was the end of my interest too.
Yeah, true. My dad kind of liked it when I was young, but I was too young. He gave me the golden arrow as a hand-me-down.
Oh, nice.
I mean, it was no different than something you would got from Walmart because it didn't really function properly.
Yeah.
But since then, I've rebuilt that.
Stick the gun. I'm doing it on the build. Usually we don't do this here, but
I did the one video where I had to cut that 124 body. Got it from Alley or whatever, and you have to cut where the wheels stick out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What do you? You had to do like the wheel wells?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How come? Just because it's a generic body for multiple cars, or?
They normally come like if you go to a hobby shop, that's the way they come. They want to charge you extra for having it in house. They want to charge you extra for it being shipped to them, and you have to pay for your own gas to go get it, and they want you to charge extra for them to cut it out because they have a special tool
to do it clean. Yeah.
Yeah. Which you might still have to trim it when you get home because they just do a quick little zip. They take off the flashing. It might not fit perfectly, so kind of annoying. You can order them off like AliExpress or Amazon, and they come trimmed.
Yeah,
and you don't have to pay no extra. But that's what upsets me because I prefer to support my local hobby store.
Yeah,
but they want like $100 more.
Yep. Well, it's tough, that's a lot of money. You want to support your local guy.
I mean, I get it.
And 10, 15, 20 years ago, you couldn't get the stuff without your local guy, but now you don't really need your local guy.
Mm-hmm.
Once you clue into parts of the internet that you have access to now, it's like, well,
and the worst part back then was you half the time you couldn't get access to your local guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like if they were within range, they were never open when you needed them.
Yeah. Actually, I got to admit, when I went out to Ken's place, Laura the Figs, before we left his, because that's what, Kingston?
Yep.
When we were out there, there was a couple of shops we were going to hit based on Google. Not open, closed permanently. Like we struck out half the time. So half the day was us hitting places that either don't exist or weren't open. And that really sucked. In the modern era, it's like, missed opportunity.
And other times you would call, they would say, yeah, we got that. You would get there and they'd be like, oh,
it just walked out the door.
Well,
that's a big one for me. Oh, it just walked out the door. You just missed it. And like, you're
most common thing I feel would happen was it would say it's in inventory. Canadian Tire clause is what I call it. If they say it's in inventory, you get there and, sorry, now it's not on the shelf. Well, you said you had 8 of them. Well, it turns out that people that own or work at hobby stores are sometimes hobby enthusiasts. So what do? They tab the parts. When you tab a part, it's not paid for. Therefore, that purchase is on standby until they pay for it, and the numbers don't get added to the old school database as it was. Yep. So they say they have it, and meanwhile, Buddy's already got it in his car. I found that really harsh with model car building when I wanted extra little pieces and stuff. That was ridiculously hard to get.
Really?
And the slot cars. Yeah, like I could buy a kit, no problem, but you go to the hobby store to get like the rims or tires or something that I wanted that they were advertising in their magazine, and they wouldn't have it. And I'd be like, why are you
Yeah.
Everybody wants this. Like, why are you telling me it's here and it's not? Oh, it was as a youngster too, right?
Yeah.
I think that's when I got into cards. I stopped doing slot cards and I got into like Magic the Gathering and
I could never get into Magic.
Well, I got as far as collecting them and enjoying the pictures. That's it. That was it.
Yeah, I could dig the cards just for that.
Legit. I just collected them and I enjoyed looking at the art and reading them. They had some
card
good
games, RPG card games. Just nope.
Well, fun fact about Magic the Gathering is they collected art from national, like all over the world. Yeah. So some of their pictures of a tiger is actually like a world-renowned artist from Europe or whatever. We just wouldn't know because it's not as common. But there's even like a lot of they say illustrated by, and like one was like a Rembrandt painting.
Really?
Yeah, and it's just an instant. It's like a very stupidly common card, and like, dude, historical artwork in my hands. Like, I don't know. I kind of like these now.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of weird too because, like, as a youngster growing up, I felt like I was the only one that was obtaining this knowledge. Other kids were playing with those cards. I'm like, yo, you have that card? You should hold on to one of those. They're like, why? It's just a 6-cent card. I'm like, yeah, but that picture, that's a Rembrandt. They're like, a what? And I'm like, never mind.
Lost on you.
Yeah, like, oh man, I'm such a geek.
Well, I mean, there's so many things like from when we were kids. And my dad did a lot of that to me because it was my dad who, you got to do this, you got to do that, because so many of his toys, went up in value. So he turned me into a collector / hoarder / whatever. And that's something I tried not to do to my daughter. I wanted her to play with stuff. And like some people are shocked that like, oh my God, you're opening that set. I go, yeah, the stuff behind me, it's all intended to be built. I just need time in my life to do it.
Yeah, somebody gave me
the idea of leaving stuff permanently in a box so you could flip it. Like, yeah, I flip a lot of stuff, but that is a separate deal altogether.
Last time I was talking to you there, I had the 2 sets in front of me. They're behind me now. Sorry. The rainbow sets. Everything is awesome. Everyone?
Oh, everything. Yeah.
Yeah, we had one built up when they first come out. We bought 2 right away. Me and my roommate, sorry.
I wasn't going to buy any of them. I mean,
monochromatic figures. I had to.
Oh yeah, hey, no, and that's the only reason I recommended that set to anybody. But I had already had my collection for about 2 years at that point of my 36, 37 monochromes.
Dude, I was literally like 2 away from completing that rainbow, and like there's also 2 that I didn't care about were the purple and the pink.
Yeah,
because I had a violet one, so I didn't want whatever the other purple one was that they used.
When that set came out, I figured, hey, that's a great way to get your 10 or 12 to start.
Yeah.
And notice those are pretty much the most common ones Lego makes, the colors. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
I just didn't like the wokeness of that set, and what they say the colors represent or whatever. It's like, oh, Lego, I wish you really wouldn't have.
I really just let that go right over my head and under my feet, so I could just be like monochromy.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's where the set excels, and it's not bad price for what it is either.
No, and I did enjoy the build too. It's a good build for anybody considering to start box. That's a good place to start right there because it has the wall. It's really nice build and the platform.
And the queer eye, the wokeness part.
Yeah, that queer eye set. Oh, well, just the fact that I can still go to my Lego store and get it for about half price.
Ouch.
Still 6 months later. 6 months.
I'm not a big into any of that type of anything, but if I had known anything about the show, maybe I would have bought that set. But I never.
It's a part set for most people.
Never heard of it.
You're getting 5 figures you can play with. Lots.
Yeah,
of
there's
parts.
A couple of torsos in there that are real nice.
But
I had no idea the show existed when that set came out.
Mm-hmm.
Not just you.
Yeah, so I finally built that second one. The first one, like you said, the first one we built it, and then we went through our whole collection and we tried to make all our monochromos with. I think there's only a few that we didn't find either. There's only like 2 that you can't naturally get. You'd have to like make them, I think.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I'm proud of my collection, but it's so destructive.
Oh, did you have to destroy some yours to get them?
Well, you're taking prints off of figures,
Yeah, I didn't do
To
that.
get some of those parts, they don't come clean. You have to use either Brasso or polymer erasers. I've done it all. Just friction and hand sanitizers, glycerol.
Yeah.
No,
there was
and you end up
few...
with good results, but the thing is, you're ruining parts.
Yeah, like I didn't have to do that at all.
There's a couple figures that were very expensive, had a lot of value, and then I'm taking their valuable print off.
I went the other route. You can find a bunch of those without print.
Oh, some, but remember, at 37,
money.
At 37, you can't get them all that way. You
have
to sacrifice.
All of them, but like all
you have
the ones
to sacrifice
that I had
a fair bit. Like, there's companies that will sell you, and they do the work for you.
Oh, yeah.
I know some guys who will sell you 14, they'll sell you 21, and the others will sell you 36 to like 41, something like that now. Because I think there's been a few more added since I stopped.
And they just clean them off themselves.
They do all the work for you. Sometimes when you're hunting, like if you were to look, I'm going to get this one torso I need. No, don't buy that one torso. It's more expensive as a single piece. You buy the minifigure it was a part of. And sometimes that's the cheaper way to go. Now you end up with a lot of extra parts you don't need, but whatever. You save some money if you can, because it's a dumb, expensive collection to have.
Yep.
And it's hard to sell too. Only a real Lego guy will look at it like, oh, that's so cool. You get all these figures around the rainbow. I'll go, yeah. But you've destroyed so much Lego. Like, I don't even know what to do to try and list it. I mean, I wouldn't sell it on Bricklink anyway. I'd have to sell it on eBay.
Yeah. I only collected mine that were already cleaned off. I didn't clean them off. I searched and scrambled, and like there's the odd one here and there that has like a cover on their torso, and they just send it blank.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of them that you get blank. Like you said, you cannot get anywhere near all of them.
No,
was it cleaning a few off? But that's where I was at. I was about ready to clean some off, and then they released that set, and I was like, dang it. All right, I'm getting 2. That way I can play with one. Yeah. I was going to sell the second one, but I was like, nah, I want to build it. I'm not really a reseller kind of guy. I'm more like here, you want it? I'll give it to you because I have it already. Or I had fun with it already.
Yeah, it's like there's definitely stuff in my life that I won't ever sell people. I'd rather just give it to them and put a smile on someone's face. Just because I feel weird about selling stuff sometimes.
Well, if somebody wants something to sell to somebody, then I'll sell it to them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If they're going to make money off me. I'm not going to give it away.
Well, I mean, you were around when that whole me and Brad pissing match kind of exploded in my face. So I handled that so badly. And it was funny until it wasn't, It's like, oh, shit. This just went way too far. And the sad part was how much money I made on it. It was just disgusting. Because the longer the joke went on, the more money I made. And it's like, oh, man, I come out looking like such an ass.
Oh, what can you do?
That's, hey, that's me making an adult mistake. Oops. And it was funny because in the past, every time we had one of those little tiffs, we always got past it. But yeah, it didn't work out so good. And the joke of it was, like, when I decided to list it, I priced it so high, that set. And then when I was getting the interest, I acquired my friend's 2 sets. So I had 3 of them available, mine and 2 others. That was the beginning of the whole stink. Was he was asking me for mine because mine was always here in my videos, right?
Yeah.
So he knew I had it, even though he disputes that he knew. Bullshit. It was there for a year on my streams. He'd been on enough of them. And he knew who to ask. He knew I would have it. But then when it was all starting to happen, and I was holding my friend's sets in my storage too. And I said, I made a deal with my friends. I said, listen, I'll buy yours, $600. Period. They go done.
Yeah.
So I had 2 of theirs, $1,200, right? And then when I listed the sets for as high as I did, and I got nibbles right away, it's like, oh my God, I'm making all this money. And it was such a joke. And the first one was, pending pickup before I even got home from work that day. It's like, oh my God. And then the second one within another 24 hours after that. So within 2 days, I sold my friend's sets and I still had mine.
Yo, yeah.
That was that was the best joke ever. I just made $1,300. Well, it was
you still had one.
I think it was $650 each I paid. So it was like I made $1,100. Oh my God. That was amazing. And then we were still having the pissing match, and it's like we both admitted fault and everything was cool, but then it just kind of still went downhill after that. Again, I take plenty of blame for that. I took what he was trying to do the wrong way, and I could have just said no, that I didn't want to sell, because I did want to sell. I wasn't trying to be a seller, but I felt backed into a corner, which I have a few times with him.
Yeah.
Because he can be kind of aggressive. I've never been aggressive with him. I've never been that. I've never pushed him for a better price on stuff. I've just been like, I'm an impulse buyer. If the price isn't good for me, I'm a hands off. It's not good. I'm not going to sit there and push for the better price. It's just not for me. Now, some people say that's a tactic and that's a strategy. Okay, that's fair to say. But that's me saying I don't want to play the game. And if he wants to make the sale, then maybe he'll change his price. Okay, so there can definitely be strategy there on my part, but I've never forced him down on price. He did, and that's where my feelings were actually hurt when he suggested on one set, he said, oh, I gave you costs or I gave you something on a set. It's like, well, I've never asked you for that. I've never asked for that kind of consideration.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
so I was butthurt.
The friends deal.
I was, I was butthurt that way.
Yeah.
And then he's butthurt that I didn't just make him say, this is what I want for it, when I didn't even really want anything for it. It was a joke. Me listing it was a joke. It turned out to be a joke that made me a lot of money and lost me a good friend. And in the back of my head, I still think there might be room to fix things, but I don't know.
Oh, everything down the road, I suppose.
Yeah, if enough time passes, you never know. We got the Toronto show coming up. If I go and I'll see him there. I'm actually debating if I'm going now. The idea, well, there's no old sets that I'm hunting down, really. So I don't want to pay any used rates, scalpers rates, because I don't want to invest my money that way in Lego. I don't feel it's a good investment to buy older Lego. I just don't. So just trying to figure out where I'm going with some of this stuff. Okay, this is not right.
Well, you could always sell it to Stacy from Bricks and Giggles there. Oh, I tell you, it's enjoyable to see how much enjoyment she gets out of the older sets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she just always, you can just tell she really likes like the Aqua, the older stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, like Mayo that way, they get excited for that older stuff. I like the nostalgia of it, but I don't get like that excited.
Yeah. Well, I can appreciate some of the older stuff and.
Oh no, she's right down to the 2 more sets and she's got all the Aqua, right? And it's just dang, okay. You like it that much, eh?
That's some hefty investing to go after old waves of stuff. Okay,
so I don't think she legit always goes seeking it. She does the whole, what do you call those, secondhand lots?
Sure.
So I find also, too, that's got its own little rush to it as well. It's kind of like Storage Wars. You're like bidding on this Lego or you're purchasing it from Facebook or what have you. Mm-hmm. And you never know. You never know what treasures or what non-Lego garbage you're going to find in there. And then you get it and you're all like, ooh, this piece goes to this set. And you're like, oh, okay, that means this piece might be, you know what I mean? Like, So I
Well,
definitely
that was
went
that
through.
weird experience I had when I bought the that $15 lot years ago, and that got me the UNICEF set, which was a lot of money in my pocket, and then still to this day the best single lot I ever bought, and then it still netted me like another $200 or $300 across 4 more sets, and then I still had bulk Lego left over.
So
Like that was
you see
it
what
was
I'm
the thing
saying.
that it was the gift that kept on giving.
And
It was
if you're one of those if you're one of those people, I believe like Jazz or Stacy or Diane Cementes or something like that off the Lego groups there, they have a flow where people know, right? People know like, oh, yeah, I should ask this person if they've got that set, and
yeah.
they make good money without even trying
Diane's
after a
come to me a few times for some when it's big money, because she knows I
Mhm.
either got deep pockets or I've got a circle of people with equally deep pockets for something.
Oh yeah.
One of her friends in Niagara was desperate to sell. I think it was the UCS Falcon, and the price was good. And I should have just bought it for myself, but I didn't need yet another.
Right.
Actually, I think at that point I'd already just torn down the one I had built, and I did that on live on my streams.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, I don't yet need yet another because I already had a few of these sets, and it's like, but of course, I could get someone together, and within 24 hours, we're driving out to Niagara and making that deal happen.
Yeah,
And that was,
met Diane.
that was a 3-hour, 4-hour round trip, right?
I think I met her on the Lego group as well. And when I lived
She
up
runs a
Brantford,
group Endless, and then we were all members of the original Lego Canada groups.
Yeah, that one.
Nice
But yeah,
person. I meet her about once a
she
year,
is
sometimes
so
twice a
nice.
year.
Like, so I had a work party that was Hamilton area or something,
Mhm.
and she's like, "Okay, good, because I have to drive out there. I've got to do a thing for my daughter or something, and then I can stop by there after." And I'm like, at the bowling alley where I'm doing like my work function.
Mhm.
She's like, "Yeah, if that's all right." And I'm like, "I don't give a crap. My work people might not like it." So everybody was staring at this lady, right? And I hadn't met her. I hadn't met her in person yet. I'd only ever had things shipped to me from her. And they're like, "Hey, do you know that lady over there standing there staring all at us with that kid?" And I'm like, "Hey, Diane." And I run over and they're like, "Okay." And then she pulls out this bag that says Lego on it, flops it on the table, and here we are wheeling and dealing Lego. My boss comes up right after Diane leaves. She's like, "That better not be drugs in that bag." I go, "No, it's actually Legos."
I love the fact your boss would say that. That's hilarious.
Like, that better not be drugs,
Balls
Mr.
of your
Creamer.
boss. Like, mind
I'm
your
like,
own
"Are you
business."
shitting me?" I'm like, "It's Lego." She's like, "What? You weirdo." Why'd you have her meet you here? I'm like, "Oh, it saved her a 40-minute drive."
Yeah. She came out one time. I was giving away the Lego cups, from the Lego store. Because I've always got, back when I was buying lots of mocks, I got a million of these stupid cups. Still got a lot. And I just need a whole bunch gone. I can't remember, 20, 40, whatever it was. And her and I think Lois came out this way. And I don't know if that was the first time I met her. Maybe not, but actually, that's the first time she actually got my address. But
oh yeah,
because I didn't feel like meeting her halfway or going somewhere. And I said, "Well, I'll be here." She goes, "Well, we're in the area." I go, "Drop by. Why not?"
Yeah. After a while, her and I ended up having like a constant relationship. So because she was on the site and we had the communication between each other, she'd be like, "So I'm gonna be in the area."
Yeah.
Is there anything I can haul over? I'm gonna be picking up this from this guy and dropping off this to this girl. I gotta stop by here and check out this lot. Is there anything you want me to pick up or sell you? And I would too.
She's always
She'd go up and wheel and deal me right out of her car. It felt like a drug deal. It always felt like a drug deal because you were getting banger of a deal.
Yeah,
hot off the press before it hit the internet. Before she compared her dang prices.
Before she what?
Compares her dang prices.
Yeah.
Well, the market is what do you call that? competitive.
Yes.
So she can give me a deal, but if I go screaming about how I got this great deal, then maybe the next person or the previous
Well, there's
person
been a few
might not.
times she says, "Don't
Mhm.
post this in the group." I go, "Okay,"
Yeah.
and that's fair,
If I didn't buy it for the price that it was posted, I don't post what price I bought it for.
Yeah.
That's my.
Well, that's the thing.
That's
You'll
what I
see
do.
sometimes on new bricks, I don't always say what I pay. I'll say I got a
Right.
deal on it, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Well, first, it's no one's business unless I choose to make it their business. But yeah, she's pretty good people. She gets a bad rep sometimes. We used to call her the Hamilton Lego Queen. But that's only because she would beat us to a lot of deals too out her way.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I
What can you
know.
do?
I know a couple of guys. They used to have worse names for her,
Yeah.
but
She's good. Actually, and
I
her
laugh at that.
husband's a nice guy too. If you ever had a chance to meet him.
Oh yeah, that's what I forgot. Okay, so he had a job that went by my work. So if she couldn't make it out that weekend and she had something I wanted, I'd be like, I'd like it, and she'd be like, I can have him drop that off to you at work if you want tonight.
Having him mule. Yeah.
Yeah, but having him. What did you say?
Mule. MULE. Mule.
Now
Yeah.
it is a drug deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean. Well,
But
I've
it was
literally
for
used
me.
that term like before when I offered before things went tits up with me and Brad. Well, I was supposed to mule poly bags from Ken, lower the figs to him for the charity.
Yeah.
And even it's funny, things had gone sour with me and Brad, but when I went out to Ken, for whatever reason, those poly bags weren't happening anymore.
Yeah.
Well, Ken said he made some sort of mistake, and I go, whatever, it's okay. I mean, I'm not going to say you still got to give something to charity. I don't care. I didn't necessarily want to meet up with Brad anymore, so it's like, good. Now I won't be forced to have that awkward face to face, right?
Yes.
And I was still happy to. I still sent money Brad's way for that charity, by the way, after that event. I did. And I still sent people his way. I don't know if they followed through or not. Not my business. Don't care. But, yeah.
Ooh. I'm going to try and get a real good picture of this so you can show your daughter the metal fleck in the...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. If I can get a good enough picture.
So here's an interesting piece. It looks like a propeller blade.
Yeah, I've been eyeing that up the whole time.
You get one that's going to act as some sort of blade here. Oops. Didn't need to take it out. Leave that in. Would help if I put it in the right way. There we go. So, yeah, that's nice. Greg dropped out there.
Oh, disappeared.
Well, you and me were having a good talk going. Let's see. Oh, am I going to put pieces on? I hope I'm not putting anything on that. These are the worst to put stickers on. When they want us to put something on the three different facets of that piece.
Why would they do it for that?
And they'll do it as three separate stickers. Now, Dragon Blocks or Slow Band, they'll do it as one sticker that you got to very carefully manipulate over those three surfaces, which you can do. And if you're good, it can look great. But three separate stickers, it just never comes out looking right.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that at all.
No. So every time I see that piece with these speed champs, like, no, and it's probably one of the more common ones. Guys are killing me. I'm looking for, oh, there it is, wing plate. Would help if I married up with the right brick plate. Okay. L plate. So how's Cliffy doing?
He's doing pretty good. He's settling into his new place and getting his stuff set up.
So it's a new place altogether.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, they got a whole new place.
Okay. That's got to be
Living
nice.
in a hotel
I've been in
for
the
a
same
bit.
place. Wow, how long have I been here now? Daughter's 18, so 17 years.
Wow.
Yeah. At the time, here's the thing. So, my daughter's first year of life, I lived 25 kilometers away from where I am right now. So in the morning, my routine was drive, me and my wife and baby daughter, wake up, all get her act together. I would drive the 25 kilometers from where I lived to here, drop the baby off on the first floor where my best friend's mother was, basically our nanny.
Yeah.
Left the baby with her. Then I would drive my wife south 10 kilometers to where she worked. Then I would drive 30 kilometers north to where I worked. And at the end of the day, reverse that whole trip to bring the whole family back home. And when you do that for about a year and you realize how much gas and time and everything you're spending, you realize, okay, I got to do something better. So let's move into the same building. Oh my God, what a game changer that was. Because, like I said, this was my best friend's mom. So it's like, this is wicked. Friday, I mean, we got free dinners all the time. Friday nights, we would have dinner all together downstairs at their place. Saturday, me and her son would take off and do what guys do. It was just amazing. The best of times, for sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But when her husband passed, the only thing she ever asked of us, and because she never charged us a dime, we sent her on vacations, right?
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. We put gas in her vehicle, and we sent her on vacations. That's all she ever asked of us. But she said, I want to go back home. So me and her son, both her sons, we packed her up. And then me and my best friend, her oldest son, we drove all of her gear out in her van and a trailer to the coast. And then that's when I fell in love with the coast.
Nice.
All the people in Maritime's good people.
Yeah. I think I left Ontario once. I went to the States. I'll never go back to the States. Didn't have a bad experience.
If I never go back, I
don't have a
be
reason
upset.
to. That's all. But
I like going on trips, but if I never go back, I won't miss it.
Oh, wait, that's a lie. I did go to the States like 2 or 3 times, but I didn't know I was there until I got back.
Like for me, there's nothing they have that I want. And
same.
There's nothing about their society I want. And it's not like shopping is really any better. It's just different. People say, oh, it's cheaper. Well, yeah, but their pay rates are different. And
it's not cheaper.
The cost of living is different.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like, to me, any of that's any better down there. Yeah. If you're a big person, maybe clothes. I know women's fashions in larger sizes are more plentiful down there, but that's not a reason for me to go live down there. So it's like, whatever. Actually, I'll tell you one thing I enjoy down there was whenever I would drive down there and you go to a restaurant, especially if you're outside of a city, you can get good eats and get a lot of it cheap. Like I always like turkey platters of food, real cheap. How you doing, T-Fan? Shazam. When we were in Maine and we had to stop in the storm and figured, well, let's go eat before we got to a hotel that we had just arranged over the phone. And we get into this place and it's kind of, a Texas style bar and grill and just the most amazing food. And then once we're done, even after exchange and we did the real math afterwards, we realized it was still an amazing value. And how much food we got was almost disgusting. Oh, Let's see what you got here.
Oh, just the same thing I was just showing T-Fan. I took a bunch of pictures so you can show Tara.
Super nice.
Man, I just love
See, it
that.
makes me want to get the what do you call the wire tool that heats up that you can mess with the styrofoam with? But it makes me not soldering iron. It's just a wire cutting tool. You heat up so you can go through the styrofoam. It makes me want to get a new one and get real creative with it. Because I watched a guy build a castle in a day with
that
styrofoam and the wire cutter. And when he was done, man, it was great. Even if he didn't put any paint or primer on it, it just looked amazing.
Oh, like the textures and stuff that you can
do.
do.
Just how quick and easy it was for him to work at it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, T-Fan Page. That's what I've been working on pretty much all day.
Look at that shape coming along. That's starting to look really
there
nice.
We go. There, now it's nice and white. That does look kind of cool. Oh, now I see how that propeller goes. Now it makes a little more sense.
Yeah. That's the second car I've done that's done that with some sort of blade or wing piece. Is it green? Okay, I don't need a green one. I'll have to be very careful with some of these colors as I get tired. I don't want to accidentally sticker the wrong one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to have to go looking for my razor blade again. Trying to get under the adhesive and not cut the paper. That's the problem with that technique I use for putting down the sticker. Like, when I start scraping it down, like, it's down. It's down. It's like, damn. Yeah. And that one day when I discovered, no, I put it on wrong. I got lucky, though. If you got, and that's the thing, you got to have sharp razors or X-Actos. Really sharp. Clean with no gunk on it.
Oh, to get them off again.
Yeah, because if you can, even if it's pressed all the way down, if you've got a really brand new clean razor blade, you should still be able to get it off.
Yeah.
It's just that patience of just going back and forth to only be cutting into the adhesive and not the actual paper.
I used to be really good at removing stickers because I used to be like a smoker.
Okay.
Always take them off your lighter, right? Take the label off your lighter. Now, no, I just rip it off and use whatever gunk I have to use to get the sticky shit. And fuck it.
I'm surprised you would bother, or is that just a boredom thing?
No, sometimes there's like if like a sticker gets like partially furled up on something on one of my RCs and I don't want it to be looking so raggy, I'll trim it up or I'll try and peel it off. If there's enough of it, I can peel it off and apply a new sticker. Sure. Built all those Lego sets from my haul, only missing a single common piece. Oh, that's nice. Valkyrie is interesting.
Did you see this?
Valkyrie,
so Brian's built everything, but he's only missing a common piece now.
That's really cool. I love it when you do that. So in other words, he probably has the piece or it will be easy to get.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Love it when a plan comes together, eh?
Is that one going there? Ooh, nice. I haven't heard from Wifey. So my daughter was having some stomach issues.
Ooh.
And looks like they're still up at the hospital. And here's the thing.
That was me.
I mean, it's still flu season. I know that it's starting to peter downward. It's still flu season. And my daughter was having real problems yesterday. Last night wasn't fun. This morning she was great. Mid-afternoon, not bad. And then, around 4 or 5 o'clock, it was like I want to go to the hospital. It's like, why? My daughter's 18. She says she wants to go. Okay. My wife's, and she decided she would take the car too. She goes, well, can you drive? I go, well, I could. I'm going to have to kill my stream because that's a pain in the ass, especially with the Facebook ones.
Right.
And she goes, okay, not a big deal. I'll take Uber. And then she figured, I'll just take the car. I go, isn't that going to cost a lot? She goes, yeah, it's like $20 for the first hour because parking before 6 o'clock at the hospital is like $20 an hour.
Yeah,
Something stupid like that here. Not cheap here in Toronto. Then after 6, it's like $20 for the night. But before 6, it's per hour, and it's brutal. And in the end, I said, well, you're going to be happier just having the car. Take the car. Whatever, It sucks, but whatever. Yeah. So you're not waiting for an Uber to show up. And you don't know what condition my daughter's going to be in. Maybe you don't want to get into somebody else's car, right? Like if it's an Uber and my daughter's puked on herself, you think they're going to take her? No. If I was an Uber driver, I'm not going to take someone who looks or smells like puke or whatever, right? Not that she's puking, but whatever's wrong with my daughter, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But, yeah, I hope it's that. The thing is, I said, listen, you're going. It's flu season. As far as I'm concerned, she should have just stayed here another night. And then if she still felt miserable in the morning, I could take her or we could all take her, whatever, One more night to see if it passes. Because chances are, the story when they come home is going to be either no one saw them or they only got through the first step of triage and they just felt better and exhausted. Because you know how many times we've been to the hospital and 8 hours later, we're only 1 or 2 steps through the system. And in the end, it's like, well, whatever brought us here has passed. We feel better now,
Oy.
And the first time that ever happened, my daughter was like, the first year of her life. And as parents, you're always concerned, but she was like kind of deathly ill and it was middle of flu season. And we were in St. Joe's Hospital or something here in Toronto. And 6-7 hours later, it was about 4 a.m. at this point. It's like, she has slept now for 3 hours at this point while we're waiting for that next step in the process.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's just go home. She's sleeping now. This is what we really wanted anyway, right? And if anything were to go bad, well, I mean, we were in the hospital all that time. That's great. Then we could have gotten more attention. But
yeah,
she got some sleep, and it's like, that's all we want to do now is go home and sleep. But there's been way too many times in our life where that's been the situation.
Get there and come home.
Well, we get there, and you don't make it all the way through the process to the point where they're going to send you home. You just kind of say, you know what, you call it yourself and go, you know what, we're okay.
So is that due to the extremely long wait that they have in triage or what? For intake?
Everything. And time of year, I know that one time when my daughter was 1 or whatever, that was literally the worst flu day of the year in Toronto. Probably a holiday as well. Like everything that could be bad about going to the hospital that day was the situation.
Poopy.
Yeah.
I don't like hospitals.
Oh, neither do I. And I know my daughter doesn't either. So it's like, I really wish they would have just waited one more day to see. Because like I said, we got through last night. Last night was horrible. She had chills and this and that, and she was real miserable. She got up this morning as if she had a hangover. But beyond that, she was fine.
So she doesn't think it was the flu or anything like that. It could have been like any kind of food.
Well, that's kind of what I was leaning towards too. My daughter threw out some meat yesterday, early on in the day, and I go, "Why'd you throw it?" She goes, "Oh, it smelled sketchy." I go, "Did you eat it?" She goes, "No." I said, "Good. Always trust your instincts when it comes to food."
That's right. It was especially meat. Vegetables and fruits aren't so bad because worst that's going to happen is you'll get drunk or have an upset.
Well, diarrhea.
Meat will give you diarrhea, vomiting. You can die from that.
Well, bad fruits and veggies will give you diarrhea, but the thing is, the bacterial and cultural issues from meat can be very life-threatening.
Eileen says she's in shock over John Troy. I imagine that's what was going on in chat there, in group chat.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like I didn't understand what they were talking about, so I didn't really read up on it.
Let's see. Come on, TV.
You just okay.
Trying to figure where are my channels here. I tell you, I hate this Rogers guide now. What? How can this be?
Oh, he resigned. Okay.
Why?
I don't even. Who's John Troy?
John Tory's our mayor.
Tory, sorry. Oh. Huh.
What the hell? That means we're going to have another election.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago. Where was this chat? Was this our private chat?
Yeah, well,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't look at it when we're in here.
I didn't know if they were chatting about it or not. It's just when Mama pops up with something out of the blue, it usually, I was just stipulating that it was probably something they were talking in the chat.
Come on. Okay, that.
Oh yeah, they were talking. Okay, yeah, she was talking. Okay, she was. Yeah. Oh, he had an affair over COVID. What?
Oh,
Stevie.
no way.
I didn't think Eileen was the gossip type, but I like.
Wow. I didn't think Tory had the balls to be that kind of asshole.
Oh yeah, that too. Actually.
Wow.
That's too funny though.
Well, good riddance, but as much as that sucks, I also don't think that actually affects his ability to lead. But wow.
Yeah.
Holy
From what I'm reading in chat here, he kind of before somebody ratted on him, he acquitted himself, kind of thing. Because he would have gotten in trouble, right? Being a mayor.
I don't know what we have in the way of morals clauses for that kind of position.
Well, I mean, if it was a coworker.
Oh, yeah. If it was anyone right under him, no, you're right. Tory says he will work with the city officials to ensure a smooth transition as he leaves office.
Perfect pun. Yeah, if it was anyone right under him.
Yeah, it was just October. That's right. We just elected him in October. What a waste of time and money that was.
If anyone right under him, you said. Like, that was such a perfect pun, too.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh,
Tardy resigned as mayor after having consensual relationship with the staffer. Oh, yeah, see.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if it's consensual. Yeah. Staffer, I'm sorry. Oh, dude.
Sorry, John Tory, you're not.
And you know what? During a lot of COVID, he didn't even have good hair. Remember, his hair was growing out because he was going to the barber.
Yeah,
like,
John Tory.
His game here.
John Tory is not Bill Clinton. You cannot.
No, he didn't have Clinton's looks or charm. But apparently he did okay for himself.
That's so funny though.
Yeah, wow. Well, I'm sorry to see him go. Not that I had maybe a lot of respect for the guy, but I never really liked him. I didn't like him from his radio show days. That is shocking. Why is my mom not calling? See, my mom is one of those people who will call me and go, "Hey, Rick, did you hear about this on the news?" Like, we don't talk a lot, so it's always the shock. Like, it'll be a shock death or a shock event in the world. And it's like, oh, my God, that is something else. Wow. Oh, that sucks. Because I look at it as, the money of another election, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's someone right under him who could step up, but that's not the point. People will call for an election, and since some of his stuff's been controversial, there's an opportunity for some people to go in and try and change his things, like the extra money for the cops, the $50 million bucks or whatever. Poof. I'm sure they'll make that go away now. It's like, oh man, more politics as usual. So hopefully it's not too loud. I do have the news audio up.
No, it's perfect actually. Not too loud, not too quiet.
See, I don't want to put the earbuds in again. That is something.
That is. Well, I mean, I think we kind of needed some kind of excitement like this to pop off. All the other stuff in the world's kind of poopy, so this is a nice little.
Can we not go 10 years without one of my Toronto mayors having sex or having drug issues? Because it was Ford's brother who was the cocaine guy, right?
Yeah, everybody's addicted to something. Why does Toronto's mayors have to be drugs or sex? It's not their fault. It's the city, man. They weren't addicted to those things before they got here.
Yeah, it's not the city. The city can make it more accessible.
There you go. That's why he's stepping down. He's like, I got to leave this city. I'm just too many opportunities here.
But yeah, you're probably right. He's beaten someone to the punch. You know, who's probably out to expose him.
Oh, legit. I have a sense that his wife was like, if you don't tell them, it's gonna be ugly.
And that's what sucks too, because it was just him. It's one thing, and just a staffer. It's one thing, but he's got a wife. I'm guessing he's got kids too. And it's
probably
like, you bugger.
I don't want another Ford. That's what Mama said.
Well, let's see. You got the young Ford. He could run.
But hey, she says she doesn't want another one.
Rob's kid could take a crack at it. Crack. Haha.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No. You're just rolling with the puns tonight.
Oh. Wow. That is so shocking. Well, I guess me and my buddy will have lots to talk about at breakfast tomorrow.
Oh, bud, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, actually, he didn't like Tory much either, so he'll be happy to roast him.
Ford's nephew, she says.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So you had the Ford brothers, right? They were pretty much our royalty. Yeah, you got the one who's the premier and the other one who was the mayor. And whose nephew? It's Doug. If it's Doug Ford's nephew, it's Rob's kid. Unless I'm really wrong.
So TF and Page going back like 10 minutes ago, he said he got the printed Pete's, both printed parts for the Bionicle set. That
really?
What I wonder what printed parts.
Oh, from the brand new Bionicle set.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm guessing. Because there's nothing terribly unique about that set, I think, other than the 2 printed pieces.
I believe so, yeah. And in all honesty, you could do a better job with a Sharpie. You know what?
I'll have to show you that yellow car, how I modified it with the marker just to clean it up.
I should totally do that. I should totally make that thing with the Sharpie and just be like, eat your heart out, Lego. Because I'm that hobby hooligan. What better way to put a staple in my hooligan name right there?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. The story got dry quick. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what more they can say. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's scummy.
Repeat it.
He's not man enough to. And actually, here's the thing: we don't know. We don't know what the relationship is with wifey. If they have a relationship that allows him to be like this, that's not our business. But it just sucks,
Okay, but that's like we were saying.
But he still has to be a man to not have the relationship. Yeah, we don't know what their family situation is.
Yeah, but don't forget, we were saying we don't know if it's a rule that he can't cheat on his wife, but we know it's a rule that you can't be sleeping.
You should be having those relationships with your staffers.
So he messed up.
I tell you, we have one of the courses we have at work that we were required to take.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, when I took the test, and I'm giggling and laughing and taking the test, and my bosses are saying, "What's so funny?" I go, "Well, I break these rules every day, and these I plan to violate later today."
And, I plan on violating another handful.
And it's like, yeah, you really can't be doing that in this workplace. I go, yeah, I know. And clear. And some of my friends have had a good giggle over it, like, oh, we can't do this anymore, guys and girls. Because, I got a good circle of friends, both guys and girls at work. But it's like, yeah, we all kind of have to be a bit more cautious now.
Right.
Just because of company policies,
UPS is arriving Tuesday with Mama's Lego birds.
Yeah, so that I didn't commit to. I don't have any birds coming yet.
Well, Mama said Lego birds, and I'm going to show her my Lego birds. Well, the two that I have recently just acquired. So you know how Walmart gets the magazine thingamajobbers? The Lego books?
Yep.
Well, I always pick those up whenever I see them. And this time it was Harry Potter. So now I got that blonde-haired brat.
Okay.
And his owl.
Very nice.
Which, I mean, like, I don't know I can't remember how much they are. Let's say they're $10 for the book and an activity book and a figure. And then here I got Harry Potter and his owl.
Oh, right. That's so cool.
Yeah.
You're going to leave it in the blister?
He just hasn't been pulled out yet because it's Harry, right? So I didn't know. I wanted to make sure nobody else wanted him because I don't. I just want the freaking owls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never really liked the Harry Potter, which is weird because
I couldn't believe just how big the animal collecting scene is for Lego. Like it's huge. Animals and creatures, any unique molded things are just huge. I love that thing every time you pop it up.
That's
so cool.
I can't get enough of it. Like, it really does.
But now that I've given you ideas, I can't wait to see what your version 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
it really does make the difference. So, like, going in with doing all the darkness and like this was polystyrene. This shit's a bitch to paint, by the way.
Oh yeah.
It absorbs paint. It goes on milky. You have to do like 3,000 freaking coats. Of course, I didn't just paint it. I gooped on everything I could find.
Yeah.
And then I cut these channels so that they would be nice and tight like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just supposed to be a little crawling way. Like the cars are going to come through so that they could just go underneath the bridge part. And I just figured I'd make it pretty. But no, as soon as you said that, I was like, why did I not think of that?
See, like you see all the pictures I take, and I do it very intentionally with the white photography backdrop now. But that's just so that my stuff pops. But in the past, I used to use my Lego background with all my pull drawers because that was my kind of calling card. Everyone, oh, that's Rick's stuff. You can see all my pull drawers behind it. But if you started taking like a visual inventory of your stuff and you're taking pictures of it, and you build something like that, that could be your thing for sure.
It's gonna have to be
because
really I'm in love with it now.
Yeah. You won't be able to get that out of your head now that I put it in.
Well, and that's my favorite part about, and also the curse of it too is like if it doesn't come out the way it was in your head, you're forever trying to make it that way. But then when it comes out better.
Yeah.
And you don't want to I don't want to touch this now. Like I'm just like, how did I did this?
Yeah. Oh no, the fear of taking it too far. It's like, oh, you ruined it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's what I thought I was until it's to this point, you think it's garbage. Nobody's going to like it. This is not what I had in mind. And then it's finished. The last stroke goes down and I'm like, wow, it worked. It came out. There it is. It's exactly what I wanted.
So my buddies go, Rick, what you did with your little Lego corner, you took it too far. I go, yeah, I did. And that was another case of me kind of tongue in cheek, having a little back and forth with wifey because our original agreement was always you can have whatever you want in the house and everything on display, But
Yeah.
your backlog, this crap that sits in boxes and eats up a lot of space, can only occupy 79 by 79.
And then you made a studio for it.
And I wanted,
And it goes straight up.
and it was one desk, and there was one desk with a hutch, and there was one desk with 2 bookcases, and then one desk with 4, then one desk with 5, and then it was the desk with a brand new background hutch and these bookcases. And then it was like, I wanted to put 2 bookcases behind the couch. It would bring the couch out 9 inches, not a big deal.
Yep.
And it would give me more storage. And I was going to put some other stuff there, really nice, not just bricks. And she goes, no. I go, okay. So I went up.
Yeah, straight up.
You know, I kept my end of the deal. All right.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll find you. You give me an agreement. I'll find a loophole every time, right?
Is that politics?
Yeah. In anything. In anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's good politics.
That came out dark. Here, let's see. I don't know if that's better or not.
Yeah, I got the only thing I need now is some good craft glue, like Elmer's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I kind of blew through a lot of it. I need to pick up like a 4-gallon jug.
Oh wow. Okay.
It would just
You're going to Home Depot. Yeah, you're not playing.
Yeah,
around
it's just
with
going to make
Dollarama.
things so much easier than using these stupid little squirt bottles. Get a little.
Yeah, and it always kills me how much you waste that's still in that bottle.
And then I set it down and I forget to close it, and I got a mess, and I can't find the white stuff anymore. So now they got clear, and that's not as good.
Oh, so you don't find it as good?
No, I'm biased.
Okay.
I want my white glue to be white. I don't want it to be clear. I don't know it's dry unless it's clear. Why do you got to be like that, Elmer's glue?
Right.
Why do you have to take the one thing? Like 40 years. I'm almost 40 now. For 40 years, that's one constant in the universe, that Elmer's glue is dry when it's clear. And you just took that away from us.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what the actual thinking of it was.
Who thought that was a good idea?
Did people complain? Like, oh my God, I can't believe it's going on one color and turning another. I mean,
I guaranteed.
Someone hated this so much.
And they did the reverse with paint. You notice that now they have paint. You apply it, it's blue and it dries white.
Yeah,
it's messing people up because they're not reading the stupid label.
So one of the paints we had bought, it goes on like a lavender or purple, and then it dries, cures white, which in the end is kind of okay. But it takes some getting used to when you're applying it, because it's like it really messes with your mind.
Really, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
But now with that paint, you don't have to touch it to test for tacky.
Yeah.
Like when it's not lavender or not purple, then it's good to go.
That's what I used to like about the Elmer's glue. Another thing they did this back when we were in public school though, probably about like grade 5 or 6. When we were younger, they had glue sticks.
Yep.
Rub on glue sticks.
Yeah. By the way, I never liked it, and I never found the glues particularly.
No, I never liked them either. But they made them purple for the same reason, so that you can see them dry.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that crap dried really fast, so the purple really helped kids do it. Now I remember we got those one time, and we got them one time, and they got thrown out because my sister tried to eat hers thinking it was flavored.
Oh my God! Wow.
Like, it's grape colored, not grape flavored.
Yeah.
And that's what starts the disclaimers on everything nowadays.
Well, yeah, I love pointing out the odd things that you'll find on a package, not to be eaten. Not to be used for drink mixes, like on a bleach bottle or something. Because there's a huge, I guess there's a lot of people who want to reuse the, white bleach bottle. And it's like, oh God.
Like, I
could never rinse a bleach bottle out enough where I would trust it.
What do you mean, to drink out of or something?
Yeah. Which is funny because
yeah.
I have no problem taking any bottle going up north, taking water and putting a single drop of bleach in it.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't have a problem doing that. I've done that
But
my
the
whole
vapors
life.
that cover that bottle, there's no way.
But I would never be able to take a bleach bottle,
yeah.
clean it, rinse it out to a point where I'd be happy and feel safe that I could now drink anything out of it.
I mean, if that was the only way you would survive, sure, but not.
I tell you,
no, not by choice.
I'd be drinking piss and other things first, I think, before I'd be going that route. We all know what happens when you start drinking urine. I mean,
well,
that might get you a couple more days, but that will end you sooner.
You can filter the urine. Do you know how to do that?
For sure. Yeah. No, that you can do. But I'm saying, let's say you couldn't. So you're literally just drinking your salty waste.
No.
Well, you got only a couple days and then you're done.
Yeah. It would kill your kidneys or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this trick. I know this one. I learned this. I don't know if I learned this in cubs or in between cubs and beavers type of thing. You put a hole in the ground and you pee in that hole. Okay. And then you put your cup in the hole, the wet hole. And then you put your plastic bag pointing down like a funnel into the cup that covers the hole. And when the water evaporates out of your urine, it hits the plastic bag and drips into the cup. That is drinkable water that will help you.
Yeah.
And that I've learned. I've done that.
Yeah. But by the way, that takes a long ass time to get.
So I have a trick for that. Start your fire first.
Okay.
So what you do, and if you do it so that you're not overheating the area, you take some coals and you put it in the bottom of your hole just to get it warm, and then you put as much dirt over top of it to snuff out any air that can get into the heat to make it keep burning, and that way it evaporates the water a little bit faster, but not completely, because it catches into the bag and goes into the cup, and it just does the process faster.
Okay.
You piss right on the coals if you want.
This is a great conversation for anyone joining us. This is all bricks count.
Survival tactics. If you need to drink your own
tactics. How to survive on your own urine in a rough situation.
If you ever find
this is what happens when our mayor has to quit his job. We're now having to talk about survival techniques.
Just call me, and I'll tell you how to drink your own. Hey man, Bear Grylls or Coyote Peterson, they'd be so proud of me right now.
See, I always wonder how legit Bear Grylls is.
That's the first question I would ask both of them, right? Have you drank your own pee?
Oh, and I'm pretty sure they both would say yes.
They better have, or they ain't no survivalist.
Yeah.
Hell, I did it for fun.
The TV show Survivor pissed me off. Like, I used to watch it religiously until that one season where both teams were basically starving and they had to airdrop rice into them. And for me, that was game over. I've never watched an episode of Survivor since then.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because I did enjoy that show. But when other shows came along, like Naked and Afraid, oh man, that was next level stuff. 21 days with nothing but a bag and one tool of your choice.
What's that one called? Alone?
Is that the one where they're there like 8 or 9 months and they're filming themselves?
Okay, that's the one I believe is in the Vancouver Islands. And
that one, I think
you're the only person on that island. You're the only human that's ever been on that island. And you're the second animal on that island. The first animal is bears.
Oh.
Yeah. But they don't say like there's bears for sure. They say there's probably most likely bears here, so don't leave anything out. Like, so anytime anybody catches, this one guy caught a whole bunch of salmon and smoked it up and made huts and everything. Like, this was going to be all his food, right? This is survival food. He comes back from like going across wherever to do whatever, and he comes back and a bear's just devastated all his friggin' ovens and took all his salmon. I was like, bro, fuck. The bear must have been so fucking happy though, bro.
Yeah. God damn.
I can imagine being that bear and being like, we got smoked salmon over here. This is,
I know there was like one show where these guys they were given their own cameras. You're basically filming yourself. You were isolated for like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I think
at the end it was. And in the end, like you get $500,000 or whatever it is. But I love those kinds of survival things. But
That's Well, that's the one I was watching was Alone. It kind of sounds like that. Drop them off, and they're all by themselves. They have to stay on that island.
But when they came out with Naked and Afraid,
that sounds
like,
good,
dude. It was so. Have you not seen any of that?
No.
You got to do a search on YouTube. I mean, you won't find it too much on YouTube. Well, I mean, you don't see any naughty parts. It's blurred. But I tell you, after the first day or 2 days, like, you know, they know they stink. They're dirty. Yeah. But what's cool about that show is you're generally taking people who are of a certain athleticism with a certain level of survival skills, or they think they have survival skills. So you're taking people who aren't rookies to at least the idea of having to do this, but they always make sure they're diverse. They're usually like a guy and a girl, and paired up with maybe different levels of survival type skills to keep it interesting. But it is an endurance thing. Survive the 21 days, and then like you got to set up camp in one spot, and then like on the last day or two, you got to make it to the pickup point.
Oh yeah.
And they do have a very, very small limited crew. It's not like the TV show Survivor where there's 300 people supporting that TV show. I think it's just a producer and maybe 2 or 3 small camera crews just to get the shots they need. Yeah. But that show I thought was kind of brilliant. I mean, I watched one guy, he had to get taken out because he just stepped on some nasty ass thorns or something. Oh. And as the show went on, the infection started kicking in, and he's like 3 days, he's dying to the point where they had to call it and say, we got to airlift you out. Because like his internal organs were shutting down, and like, we could appreciate you want that money, but you ain't making it to the end, buddy. Like, we want to make sure you get to the end of the day, forget the end of the week.
Yeah. We don't care if you die, but you're not dying on our show.
Well, there's that too. It's like, oh, this would be great for the show until they cancel the show on us because of it. But you know, they got a bunch of seasons of it. They're not long, but fascinating shows. Usually in a wet wooden area, and I think that's been half the problem too. It's like you do have to be careful because the humidity levels.
So I play a lot of those Survivor games, that DayZ, and I'll tell you right now, like, you have to stay dry, and that's the same as in real life. That can kill you just as fast too. If your feet get wet, don't be like, oh well, screw it. You know, how much wetter can they get? They can fall apart.
Yeah, it's funny. One of the things I do when I'm talking to my coworkers, especially anyone new to warehousing, they ask me, you know, about their feet because it's hard to stand on concrete all day. And I tell them 2 pairs of thick, cushiony safety socks. And they go, why would you wear 2? Even in summer? I go, absolutely, in the summer too. Don't your feet sweat? I go, aha. See, here's the thing. First pair draws the sweat away. My feet are always dry.
Yep.
Always dry.
Yeah.
I mean, good hygiene helps too, but take care of your feet.
But another thing is
gangrene is real.
Insulation works both ways.
Yeah.
It keeps heat out and it can keep heat in. It keeps a regulated temperature is what insulation does. So I found in my own, you know, studies, I guess you would call it, is like people that are like 300 plus pounds and they have a lot of excess body weight or body fat, they float because their body fat is buoyant. Whereas somebody like me that's like 140 pounds, I sink. I have to struggle.
You have to work at it. Yeah, you got to work at it.
I'm not floating. You know that thing
you
where
don't float much at all?
Oh, not at all. I sink. And you got no body fat. It sucks. I freeze in the winter.
If I completely relax in the water, I more or less can float, but I really got to relax. And it's hard for me to be that relaxed. I'm not a water baby.
No, I can't. No, I won't. I can't float. I will sink no matter what.
Oops.
Yeah, I love the water. I lived on a lake for a while. I love it. But yeah,
I mean,
you have to work.
I learned how to do all the deep end pool stuff when I was a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and once I did, I was happy. But beyond that, Now, when I go camping and stuff, I won't necessarily swim, but I'll go out in the kayak. I love
Oh
that
yeah,
shit.
that's my jam. Yeah, that's my jam.
I'll
I
go
like
out
doing.
for it.
Yeah.
We rented one of those housekeeping cottages where you're in a nice cabin. It's all cleaned up for you, and you got a real stove and real everything, and you get access to all this great equipment.
Mhm.
And I would go down to the beach and I just grabbed the kayak. I'd be gone for hours. My wife goes, "Where the hell did you go?" I go, "Out there." She goes, "What'd you do with your cell phone?" I go, "I put it in a Ziploc, put it down my shirt, and off I went."
Yeah, that's what I always used to do too. Just put my device in a Ziploc.
Yeah. I mean, I double bag it, but whatever. I could still actually touch it when I needed to.
Yeah.
It was responsive enough. Looks like I'm 90% done now.
Nice. Well, I think I'm going to take off on you early
I
here.
hear.
Yeah, it's about 10 quarter after or something like that.
Well, thanks for hanging, man. And I love what
man.
you're working on there. I can't wait to see the next thing.
Well, on one of my videos, I got the ramp. I got part of the ramp. So what I did is took like chicken wire.
Okay.
And then used some of that styrene to give it propped up. And I got it so that it's a corner. It turns like a corner up to the mountain. And I got it all paper mache up. Yeah. So once I get
That's
that
what I
all
love
done,
about chicken wire. Chicken wire and paper mache. I mean, very quickly, you can get a very voluminous structure and shape.
Yeah.
That's
So
super
I just have
light.
to get one of the roommates to give me a hand, and we can go buck wild one day and just make a whole mountain or whatever. And then take the grinder to the parts we don't like. I don't know, just cut out holes. But yeah, I picked up a roll of it at the farm supply store there. It was like super cheap because chicken fence, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know if this
with
is the
that.
right
Keeps
time
me
of year
busy.
for some of the messier projects it sounds like you're getting into.
Oh yeah, I have that. I have a whole front room that's like, you know how women have like a mud room or whatever?
Sure.
Well, we're men. And his girlfriend moved in after we made this our little, what do you call it, indoor workshop.
Sure.
Yeah, we don't have a garage outside. We only have like a lean-to.
Okay.
So yeah, we do all this workshop stuff inside. It's got shitty carpet in it anyway. So like the orange, remember that old orange carpet they used to have back in the day?
God.
Yeah. So we're not worried about it. And the
I gotta see if I could find some of the pictures of my dad's old wallpaper. It was all psychedelic everywhere. And I should say my dad's old wallpaper was my wallpaper in my room as a kid too.
Those like orange and black and silver squares and crap. Like remember those
for
ones?
me it was all weird geometric illusionary patterns of white and black. Like maybe this is why I was born with headaches. I don't know, man.
My grandpa had one that was like that. It was like half circles and like squares and rectangles and circles.
Yes.
And it was like brown, black, and like almost like a silver and white. It was really, really weird. I remember it being very psychedelic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here.
Well, thanks for hanging. I appreciate it as always.
Yeah, I might catch you on the next one.
I'm streaming sometime tomorrow. I'm going out for breakfast, but beyond that, I think I'm going to be playing with these toys probably from lunchtime on.
Beauty. All right, well, I'll hit you up then.
Peace.
Shazam.
Shazam. Everyone go check out Hobby Hooligan on his YouTube channel. If you're still around, pump it into the chat there. Kev, make sure everyone can find it. Are they going to have me put any stickers on this? Because I'm going to be super upset. Because I don't like putting the stickers on the build. Not usually, anyway. Sometimes it helps so you can line up more than one sticker. I've been burned before by, oh yeah, let's do the stickers as we get them. And then it's like, no. Like I'm looking at a part now, and if I put it on, right, yes, I see. This is the problem. If I look ahead, it always kills me. So it's this. All right. But yeah, that is something else about Tori. Oh my goodness. Well, let's see. Since this, oh, is there a way to line that up? Not well. Actually, oh my God, look where it landed. Oh, I was so lucky. You know how I like to say I don't want to do it on the builds? We're going to do it on the build. This way I can get my lines really good. How's that for lining it up? Is that good? Come on. Look at that. That is beautiful. I shouldn't even be putting that on just yet, but whatever. I saw that and I go, oh, I know what's going to happen there. I'd rather have it lined up like that and leave a little gap on the front end. Executive decisions, so to speak. So if we're putting this on, let's put that on now. Looks really good. Is that going on there, or am I going up one more? Going up one more. So I must have another one here. Well, I'm glad at least these are printed. That looks great. What have I got left for stickers? Nothing too horrible. Okay, it looks like nothing too horrible. We're running a little bit long, but that's because I was having a good conversation with a good friend. White clip or trans clip? Oh, it's a trans clip. That's too bad because I suspect in the future the trans clips will be the most fragile. Someone's spamming me on Instagram, probably trying to sell me crap. Would you like more views? Pay for this scam. Don't do it. Don't be tempted, folks. Wow, that's a little weird. Oh, we're almost finished this build. I figure 5 minutes. Tile, 1x3, my favorite. Grilled slope, trans clear plate, trans clear clip. So this one should be going on pretty much the way the last one did. Oh, I just realized what you can do with those pieces. Like you can get some really cool angles. Oh, look at this now. So Dylan mentioned earlier the build techniques are really interesting. He's not wrong. It's just I'm still surprised we're using the ratcheted hinge pieces to help join these up. I mean, it makes for a great joint, but I'm still shocked. But I mean, if you look at what's produced, by the way, that is huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. At least 23 studs long. That is huge. That is crazy long. Let's see. So this piece is going to have some sort of console sticker. Right? And that's at the top. Okay. There we go. 2 1x4 tiles. Bridging this way. Why, are those supposed to be that recessed? Apparently. And then this is going to go up the center. There we go. Okay. So what do we got? 2 of these, 1 of these, 1x3, and 1 hinge. Hinge. So with a car like this, I guess with the slight bend there. Okay, there we go. Can I bring this in anymore? Oh, that's it. So, I mean, it's looking really cool right now. And now we're going to do the same thing. 1x3, 1 tile. Another tile, hinge, plate, tile. That's going to go on to this hinge piece here. That's just been sitting quietly, waiting. So I don't know how sharp this is supposed to be, but I'm assuming that. So I push them in. Going to do these 2 out of order. these. I'm sitting there. It's like they don't look quite right, but well, that's a huge gap. Really? I mean, to me, it would look so much better if it was like this, but I guess not. This gap here is, to me, very unsightly. Inserts into these wheels. Jesus, is this the right scale? These wheels almost look small. I mean, another beautiful roller. Now, we're definitely going to have more decals that need to be done, right? There's a beautiful piece there. Like, that's nice. But that's a huge car compared to some. 392 pieces. That's got to be an easy 300. Got to be an easy 300 right there. So now with what's left, this one I've already done. So we're happy there. Oh, typical, right? So let's take that off. So the 11 stickers, and that's going to be high. So to do these good, I'm going to take these off. Put one each side, I guess. I guess this is the gas cap or refueling cap. Receptacle. Ooh, okay, so that's sketchy. I got it on. So I like the sticker sheets, especially if you want to make white stickers or you want to make very thin lines with the colors that are left over. So I used to always still keep some, but not all, just because I found I was becoming quite the pack rat with them. But make your own lines or decals, you know. I'd like to say hi to everyone who's still hanging around on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, and our Facebook groups, whichever two I chose out of the three to stream to on this lovely night. So we got those stickers on. This piece here. So I'm going to draw it right to that edge if I can. So I'm not taking this one off. Ooh, don't like that. Didn't break off. Lego, your die cut was not so good. No, 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 no. Oh, I don't like that. One more time. Sorry about the views, guys. That'll do. Because I also know if I lift it off one more time, I'm super screwed. Let's see if I can do this carefully with the screwdriver. Okay. So, what's left for stickers? Okay, not a big fan of that. So we're going to take this off and see what we can do about this. So this is super hard. Super hard, this one sticker. Put it on there. Because it needs to marry up on two sides. This is kind of a no-win situation. So I'm going to start rolling it from the one. It's a little too close. So let's see. One more try. Only one more try. I'm happy with that. So yeah, Eileen, I got a bunch of confirmations. Now we'll see when that stuff actually shows up from Lego. So let's see. So that and that is supposed to be together. And I doubt, yeah, that's going to suck. So you know what? I'm not going to... When that's like that, it's going to be... Okay. Second last sticker. Yeah, you take care, JB. I am probably going to be done in a few minutes. I'm just stickering the last little bits here. Geez, should I leave that on? Okay, you know what? It's easier on here than it is trying to marry it up. So we are not going to try and marry it up. So try and do the same with the next one, and then at least they'll be consistent. Pretty sure this one wins award for longest speed champ, and that includes the Bronco. Okay, that's not bad. I'll accept those. I'm hoping that with the passing of Ken Block, that Lego does a Hoonigan car in Technic or otherwise. Be nice if it was in Speed Champ scale so we don't go broke. Doesn't look bad. Not great though, like in the sense like Lego, why would you do that to us? If ever there was a bunch of parts that need to be printed, those were the parts. So all the stickers done. And let's put the driver in. We'll put the hairpiece in. Kind of fragile feeling on the side panels, but this is a really nice look car. So lots of spares. We got lots of trash there. Let's give it a little bit of spinning action before we clock out. And you know the drill. It's earthquake time. So I'm going to put that here for now. We'll do this. So I'm definitely going to take one of my extra cameras and set it up so I don't have to keep doing this. I'll just click and be ready. But I'll do that. Turn the light source around. We got that for one. And I can't really get any closer than that. I guess not without using another box, right? Which is kind of how I solved that problem earlier. Did this. Maybe it's a little too close, but there we are there. And I mean, I'll have to come up with something better for sure. But there we go. So this one's the AMR Pro. And Saturday, we will probably do the other one. That's the plan.